Hi, my name is Jamian, and I'm with Canada Computers. I'm from the Ajax location. I'm on the sales team and a system builder at Canada Computers. And yeah, I've built a few systems. I've been building since I've been 13 years old. It's a huge passion of mine, huge hobby. I love every aspect of tech. And yeah, I'm thankful to Canada Computers for having me here today to introduce to you the new 13th generation Intel processor. And the core of this machine is the 13900K, so the i9 model. And yeah, if you're at our Unionville location this weekend, you may have seen me put it together. But yeah, let's get into it and let me introduce to you the newest top-of-the-line components. Today we're running Cyberpunk 2077 as the current demo. Great game, and definitely can take advantage of all the specs both on the CPU and GPU side. Cyberpunk definitely takes advantage of ray tracing in the 4090, and it's one of the most demanding games as of today. So yeah, it's definitely a great showcase to start for you today. So outside of Cyberpunk, we're also going to run the Cinebench R23 just to get really into the CPU, get something that we can stress all 24 cores of this machine, and also put it through its thermal load, since I know today's CPUs, they're very thermally demanding. So as the backbone to all of the components here is the new Asus Z790E gaming Wi-Fi DDR5 motherboard. Big advantage of this for this build in particular is the PCIe X16 slot is reinforced. As many people know, the newer 4090 cards are significantly larger, both in capabilities, but also in size and weight. So the reinforced PCIe slot on this board, definitely a great help for this build. Another nice thing that I'm sure many fans of Asus are aware of, just small features like the Q latch for the M.2, so when installing this, don't need to worry about finding any of those pesky little M.2 screws. All you need to do is install it, switch the little latch, and you're good to go. Other features that I was a big fan of this board while putting it together are actually a lot of the software features, one of which Asus's AI overclocking. Big help for both beginners and experts alike. Just smooths things over, makes sure you don't need to worry too much about the little details here and there. Pulling the rest of the build together is a range of components coming from Corsair, starting with the Dominator Platinum RGB, running in dual channel, 2 sticks of 16, 32 gigs total, running at 5600 megahertz. Cooling the CPU is the Corsair H150i Elite LCD cooler with a nice little LCD panel on the front for whether you want to see CPU temperatures or any GIFs, animations, or any game integrations from there. To match, we have 6 of the Corsair QL120 fans with dual light loops, so to get extra performance from all that RGB. And all of these are housed in the Corsair 5000T case with plenty of airflow with mesh at the front, plenty of space for the newer, larger graphics cards, as well as at the back, having plenty of space and distance for cable managing made putting the system together honestly a huge pleasure. It was great to work with, and yeah, always a big fan of Corsair's cases. Powering all of the components here today is the Corsair HXI series, the 1500 watt power supply. For a system with these specs, minimum that I'd recommend for a build like this is about 1000 watts. Going with a 1500 watt, we're just a little bit over, just to make sure runs well. Okay, so right now we're running the benchmark, stressing the CPU right here. So you can see right here, it's running at 100% utilization on all 24 cores. So all 8 performance cores and 16 efficient cores. Yeah, so we're running Cinebench R23, so you can just see it's going through renders just instance by instance. Going over here, you can see thermal results over here. Both at the moment on the performance cores, it is getting quite high, even with a 360 millimeter radiator. running at full, it is hitting 100 degrees on some cores, which is fairly expected. Today, most top of the line CPUs will get close to that temperature, but again, this is under full load, so that is to be expected. Realistically, under gaming loads or most workflow loads, you'll end up being closer to around the 80 to 90 degree results, but again, results may vary depending on what you have running in the background, foreground, and everything like that. So again, these synthetic benchmarks may not apply directly to your use case, but what this means on a practical level is essentially you have much more room. You won't slow down if you're running one thing in the background. You essentially have many cores to put towards different tasks. So no, not responding in one program when you're loading another program. You'll have more than enough cores to divert the task into whatever use you may have for it. Okay, so right now to benchmark the system, we're running Cyberpunk 2077 at all max settings. So everything on high, ultra at 1440p. And you can tell, as many people know, this is one of the most demanding games out right now. And we're getting a stable over 100 FPS pretty much in any scenes, whether it's just walking around or in around cars with a lot of lighting, definitely taking advantage of the ray tracing cores. We're getting stable over 100 to 120, sometimes even 140 FPS, which is very impressive for a game like this. Yeah, and let's show it to you right here in settings. Graphics are everything on high, essentially maxed out settings across the board. High, ultra, ultra, high, with all ray tracing and ray trace lighting at maximum settings. Going back to the game right here. Yeah, so you can see right here, even under heavy stress, still running at over 100 FPS stable. Which, if any of you have tried to run Cyberpunk before, especially at a high resolution or high refresh rate monitor, you'll know, performance will usually vary, not with this system right here. Okay, well, I guess this concludes this build video and benchmark. I had a pleasure recording it, and yes, first time here, so thank you again to Intel for sponsoring this event, and as I said, Canada Computers. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed it, if I did a good job, if there's anywhere I can improve, and don't forget to like, smash, and obliterate that like button, the bell button, all the buttons down there. Let us know what you think, and looking forward to hopefully making another video with you guys. Is that good?
Yeah, that's right.